Hello. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mrs. Anuva Shamunto, Assistant Professor, Department of Pharmaceutical Technology, JIS University. Welcome each one of you to the 7th day of our induction program. It's wonderful to see you here, still energized and eager to continue this journey with us. It's hard to believe how quickly this week has flown by, and I'm sure you all have enjoyed this journey. Over the past week, we have taken significant steps to familiarize yourself with our university. You have met new friends, discovered resources, and begun to grasp the culture and values that make our community unique. You have laid a strong foundation, and today we are building on that as we continue to prepare you for the exciting road ahead. The connections you have started to form, the questions you have asked, and the challenges you have embraced over the past 6 days have already set you on the right path. Keep that momentum going on today. Whether you are stepping into the workshops, discussion, or social activities, approach everything with curiosity and enthusiasm. Remember, each day is a new chance to push your limits, explore new ideas, and challenge yourself in ways you never thought possible. Embrace the challenges as they are the stepping stones to success. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. They are often the greatest teachers. Your journey here will be what you make of it. So be bold, be curious, and most importantly, be resilient. When you're faced with obstacles, remember that they are temporary. With determination and hard work, you can overcome anything. Potential to achieve great things. Believe in yourself, stay focused on your goals, and never underestimate the power of perseverance. Your dreams are within reach, and with every effort you put in, you move one step closer to make them a reality. You are not alone on this journey. You have the support of your peers, mentors, and the entire university community. Lean on them, learn from them, and grow together. Thank you for your energy, your participation, and your commitment to making this induction a success. Thank you very much. So with this, now we will begin the session, continuing the workshop on communication skills. And for that, I would like to call Mr. Indranil Banerjee, Faculty of English, for starting the session. Sir.
So very good morning. Apparently, it is not a very good morning because I have forced you to come up from your cozy beds, attend the session which you, in all probability, wouldn't like. And plus, there is some interruption in the conveyance, right? So, how many of you found it difficult to come to the college campus? Did you find it difficult? Only one? All the others are staying nearby? Is this language understood by you? Right? You can understand the language, right? Okay. So what is the last movie that you have watched? Anyone? Any last movies that you have watched? Kalki, right? Okay. Anyone else? You guys are not into watching movies and all. What do you do in your free time? Don't tell me that you are like hardcore academicians and all of you utilize your leisure time by pouring yourself over academic books. Do you? Then what do you do? Achha, what novel do you read? Kind of novel or the last novel or your favorite novel? Okay. Right. So you're just starting your college life. Should not be starting with a broken heart, right? Anyway, so you might have seen me running helter skelter from the first day of the induction program. So as ma'am introduced me, I am incidentally Indral Banerjee, the faculty for English here, and all of you, most of you, will be meeting me in your first semester for harnessing, honing up your skills, already present skills of the English language. Now, when I say English language, I mean to say that all of us are very confident that we are good English speakers and writers. Are we? Right. With the introduction of ChatGPT, we have also ceased to be creative. Before ChatGPT, students at least started with once upon a time. It was a very bright day and things happened. Now you go on to your mobile phones and you just simply type like, write me a project assignment in 500 words, right? Now, how many of you plan to go into higher academics after this? 1, 2, 3. Okay. And how many of you are aiming to go abroad? 1, right? 2, very good. 3. So yeah, so you see, like if you're trying for a job, if you're trying for a higher studies abroad, the first essential step that you would need is your fluency in a language that is not very home to us. Right? You know, like how did we come very close to the English language? Any idea? No, how was the language introduced in the first place? Right, very good. Like the East India Company, more pertinently, the English East India Company, which captured or which laid its dominion over India for almost 190 years, made it sure that they breed a class of people which will be clerical in nature. Desk jobs, right? To do their desk jobs. Like in today's parlance, it would be Group C and Group D staff. There is something famously called a Macaulay's Minute. Macaulay was the one who introduced English in India. Now I'm reading out something. I'll be reading out Macaulay's perception of Indians, most pertinently East Indians, like us, like Bihar, Bengal, Orissa, like the east part of India. So in one of his writings, Macaulay says about East Indians, large promises, smooth excuses, elaborate tissues of circumstantial falsehood, chicanery, perjury, forgery are the weapons, offensive and defensive, of the people of the lower Ganges. Did you understand what he said about the people? He said that we build tall tales, like we can do this, we can do that, But the only thing we can do is that we can build excuses, put them forward, and do nothing. This is what Macaulay is saying about East Indian people. Apparently, like Calcutta, in those days, happened to be the capital of the English East India Company, later the British India. All those of the lower Ganges, all those millions do not furnish one sepoy to the army of the company. But as users, as money changers, as sharp legal practitioners, no class of human beings can bear a comparison with them. So Macaulay actually writing in a language, Macaulay is actually saying that these people cannot be compared to any civilized people. Now, this is the English East India Company, which is trying to strike up a comparison between Indians, erstwhile Indians, and the English people. Now, from this, we come to a point where you have to mandatorily study this English language as part of the curriculum, because you need to be proficient in a language so that you find relevance in today's job market. Now, English as a language is not just about being proficient, not just about finding your place in your dream destination. It's more about language as a class. Suppose you're going to Starbucks and you're offering the coffee thing. Your whole cultural capital will come crashing down. They get the coffee thing. What is this? You're in Starbucks. Give me a like frappuccino, latte, or something like that. I don't know. English is like a puja, like worship. The temple, we are all sinners, or places of worship. Once we enter into the place of worship, we are all great devotees. We are all like hands together, bowed down, praying to the God. English is just like that. You walk into a restaurant, you walk into a mall, you're all like speaking in English. Suddenly, all of a sudden, you have this urge that we need to kind of exhibit our English speaking skills. Nobody asked you to in the first place. But this is where the politics of language as a class emerges. Right. Now, why you need to study English? Why? Any idea? No idea? Have you been? Okay, one. Right. To communicate? Right. To communicate globally, to enhance your skills. The one particular thing you will have to be very clear about is that no matter how much we stress pride, exemplify our pride in our own vulnerable languages, we are very proud of our own languages. But the one thing that you need to ensure is that you are pandering to a global workforce. By a global workforce, I mean if you have any ambitions of joining MNCs, like multinational companies, you are not asked to learn Spanish, German, Japanese, Chinese, Mandarin, nothing. The only thing you are asked to learn is English. Why? Because the English are the people who colonized almost the entire globe. It was a proverb which went like this: the sun never set on the English empire, because it was so large. From the east to the west, it was so large, the sun never sets on the English empire. So for you, coming as a student in the first semester, you will have to hone up your skills of speaking and writing. Right. Now, I know, you know, all of us in this auditorium know this for a fact, that we have been acclimatized with this language, albeit remotely. Because I am very sure that all of us, each one of us, has been prone to this language from a very early stage. Maybe from class, if you're from a vernacular medium school, maybe from class 5, class 6, if you're in English medium school, right from your nursery days. Yet, when you come to your college, we have found this often, that students, they lack the basic skills of writing. I'm coming to speaking later. They lack these basic skills of writing because somewhere down the line, they have lost practice, they have lost touch with them, and that is why they cannot write anymore. And in an age where you are increasingly being reliant on ChatGPT and other writing tools, AI writing tools, people have stopped to be creative. If I ask you what have you read in the last 7 days, you will tell me we do not read anything, we watch reels. Do you or do you not? And it's no crime. I watch reels as well. So That's no crime, right? Reels are good. That is why all of us watch reels, right? But there is one significant problem with reels as well. What is that? Exactly. So with reels, you have like a sporadic, multifocal points of engagement with various topics. At one point, you're looking at India-China war, and the other point, you're looking at Russia-Ukraine war. Then you're coming back to like say, like we should follow this god. Then you're going to space. Then you're going to this. Then you're coming with like beer vices. Ranveer saying that you need to practice chanting mantras and all. Right. So essentially, what happens? All of us come to this point where we are developing stages of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Now, in other days, when other speakers were speaking, I saw like students are so reverent towards their teachers. They were never like taking their heads up. All the heads were bowed down in reverence. Until I realized that 50% of them were sleeping and 50% of them were watching something more interesting than listening to the teachers. Right. Now it's not your fault, it's not my fault. It's how the world wants us to be. The world wants us to be engaged continuously so that there are other means of circulation of money. How many of you are like expert reels maker here? No, don't tell me you do not make reels. No one. No, okay, one. Only one. You guys are seriously like very much into studying, right? Not make them. You want to consume reels rather than like adding to the creative impetus, right? Right. Oh, fine. Achha. That is how the world should be. No. See, as the world is changing, the world is transforming. We are not stuck to the same pattern. You're not just academicians. You're not just a labor in the job market. You're not just an engineer. You're not just a pharmacist or any other field. What you are essentially is you are a consumer, right? And even then, the language becomes so important. If you are an English speaking YouTuber, your reach will be much more than if you are a vernacular YouTuber. Language, obviously. Why? Because you're pandering to the global audience. You're connecting yourself to the global audience. Suppose some of you might harbor wishes to work for Google, Microsoft. Then after Sundar Pichai became the CEO, 90% of Indians want to be the CEO of Google. They never saw that part where Sundar Pichai is saying that I worked very hard for this. All of us, we dream, but we do not work hard for that. But anyways, this pandering to the global audience is where English becomes very instrumental for your development. Now, no matter how many steps of remedies, how many ways of acclimatizing yourself with the language I suggest, in my brief experience of 2 years, I have come to know that nobody will listen to that. Okay. How many of you watched TV series? 1, 2. The last TV 3. The last 4. Right, 5. The last TV series you watched? Mamna Legal, right? Next. Panchayat. Okay. এখন দেখে বলবে আমাকে আমাকেই বলছে হ্যাঁ আর তুললে তো টিভি সিরিজ দেখো কোনটা দেখো দেখেছো লাস্ট পঞ্চায়েত দেখেছো ওকে so our insistence on this on the Hindi language is very strong as you can see, right? What have you watched? I forgot to ask you. Panchayat. Okay. Is there any other series that came up in the last 3 months except Panchayat? Game of Thrones. House of Dragons. Like, yeah, Game of Thrones came out like long back when I was in my college. That was a decade earlier. I've grown old. So, There was this earlier suggestion that you need to read newspapers, you need to read storybooks, you need to watch English movies, you need to listen to English songs. We followed none of it, right? All of these are very good ways of making you fluent. But I would suggest now, like I wouldn't take much time. I would suggest only one thing, that engage yourself with acts of reading at least 5 minutes a day. At least. This much you can do, right? At least 5 minutes a day. Suppose you are reading the text of your beloved. You're drawing blank expressions. Do not tell me you do not understand the meaning of the word beloved. Did you or did you not? Only 2-3 people understood the meaning of the word beloved. You guys are like academicians thoroughly. Beloved? What is the meaning of the word beloved? Somebody is thinking I do not have like practical experience of the word beloved. So even when you are beloved means friends, nothing else. The safe expression that I can exhibit from this podium. So whenever you're exchanging texts, say exchange one article. It need not be an article of like immense scientific value. It can be as lazy as like Beer Bicep is bringing out another episode, which will eat into your brain. Or like other YouTubers or something like that. So this act, this 5 minutes of reading, this 5 minutes of like speaking, engaging, discussing things, maybe writing things. How many of you are writers here? By writing, I remembered a very important anecdote last day. There were 8 people who signed up for writing, out of which I could not find, yeah, you were there, out of which I could not find 4 of them. They somehow vanished into thin air because they're so creative. They creatively sought not to engage with the competition itself because apparently they do not believe in competition. That's fine, I can understand. But we have had like 6 competitors. The results are yet to be declared. Only one is here who has gone into like creative writing competition. Anyone else who signed up for the competition? Now, there are 2 things. Your proficiency comes not from just reading or writing. Your proficiency comes from thinking. Before anything else, before any layer of identification, you were born not into a family, not into the world, you were born into the language. You see, like whenever you are thinking, even this, you are thinking in a language. Without a language, we are blind, we are helpless, we are maimed. Now, I bet none of us are thinking like sir is thinking rubbish things. But mostly we are thinking like, तुम बोलते रहो, हम सुनते रहे, एक बज जाएगा, हम चले जाएंगे. Our duty is done, your duty is done, we'll clap and leave. Right. This act of thinking, this is the first step, first coherent step you need to make in a language to be proficient in that language. Of you, if not all of you, including me, will say that, oh, I have this word in my mind, but it would not come to my lips. So, this act of thinking in a language is the first step. The second is the way you. So, let me share another interesting anecdote which I found very funny in my life. So, at one point of time, I was a student of IIT Roorkee. I was a PhD graduate student there, like candidate. And for those of you who are thinking like, what was I doing in IITs if I'm an English teacher? IITs also have humanities like department, which I eventually forsake for like my MPhil at Jadavpur University. The important anecdote here is that after I completed my MPhil as a degree was cancelled. So I wasted like many years there. Anyways, so when I was at IIT Roorkee, I got into a plane. I could afford planes back then. And I got down at the Indira Gandhi International Airport, which is at Delhi, right? How many of you have been to Delhi? One. Okay, many. So, like this airport is very, very spectacular, and Delhi has far more public facilities than Kolkata has or will ever have, probably. Anyways, so I was new to the city. I don't know how to go to IIT Roorkee because Roorkee is a 6 hours bus journey from Delhi airport. So I need to go to the bus terminal, right? So I was trying to book a cab. Now, cab drivers are incidentally given their maps, but they do not know how to read their maps because they will ask you, where are you? Now, as a stranger in a new city, how will I know where am I? If not like I'm near to the airport. Anyways, so I just managed to get a cab, and the cab driver asked me, like, why are you here? He was trying to strike up a conversation in Hindi. And then I was replying to him in Hindi. Then suddenly, all of a sudden, out of the blue, like a jolt, he says that, দাদা আপনি কি কলকাতা থেকে এসেছেন? বললাম হ্যাঁ, আপনি কি করে বুঝলেন? বললো আপনি না হিন্দিটা বলবেন না, আপনাকে শুনে যে কেউ বলতে পারবে যে ইউ আর নট a native Hindi speaker. And then I asked him in kind of in a very ashamed way, where are you from? He said, I am from Bardhaman. I am like here. I am like in the cab business for 10 years here. So that is other thing. The first thing is thinking, being proficient in thinking. The second thing is how you speak. How you speak becomes very important because that is where you are engaging. It's the bullet that is coming out of your intellectual brain. Now, bullets come out from pistols as well. Bullets come out from AK-47. It can come out from a rocket launcher as well. It can come from anywhere. How you speak inevitably becomes what your position is as a speaker in the English-speaking world. Okay. So we think we can speak English, but to a speaker, to a listener, the way in which we are speaking becomes like he or she does not know how to speak English. He or she is just trying to speak in English. So the pronunciation, the listening aspect of it. And if you are done with thinking, if you are done with speaking, then comes the writing part. Now, I know only one girl in this auditorium who has signed up for the writing competition. Others did not. Perhaps they thought that it was beneath their dignity to compete, or perhaps they are not confident as writers, or perhaps they do not like creative writing. You do not have to necessarily like everything that we do here, right? So when you are proficient in your thoughts, proficient in your speech, the third component is your proficiency in the writing. Writing, to me, is by far the easiest because you have time to think, write, strike out, write again, strike out, write again. You have multiple take at the same thing. It's like making a Bollywood movie. Like you take a huge budget, you take several takes to make a movie, ultimately it's a flop. So writing gives you that freedom of space to operate, whereas speaking, listening, thinking will not give you that freedom of space. If I am speaking and if I'm not making my meaning clear to you, I am not a speaker at all. If you have seen Indian politicians, I'm not referring to any particular brand of politicians, any camp of politicians, but whatever they speak, that makes no sense, and yet they make the meaning clear. Yes or no? I do not understand government policies, neither does the government, but yet I'm following them. Because somehow down the line, they have made us convinced that, yes, this is the best thing for you. So this speaking and freedom of speech, the spontaneous talking, speaking, the impromptu speaking, it will not give you that freedom of space. So you need to practice on this. Now, rest is that you have 3 hours of class with me weekly. So the rest will be done in the classroom. Hopefully, if not 100%, hopefully we'll be able to hone up our skills by at least 50 to 60% in the span of a semester. In the end, I want to end with that, like we speak many things, but we hardly communicate. So the aim is to communicate, be it in an interview, be it in a text to your beloved, be it in an assignment to your project teachers, everywhere the aim is to communicate. How you do it, by what methods you do it, that is up to you. The aim, the intention is to what meaning you can make through your acts of communication. With that, I end my speech here. Thank you very much. This has been Indral Banerjee. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful explanation. I'm sure students will try their hard to brush up their communication skills. So with this, I'll move on to the next session. Next session is the alumni interaction, which will be given by Mr. Victor Roy Chaudhary from Department of Pharmacy. So I would like to request sir to come on the dais and take up the session.
Students. One session I've shown you some brief pictures about the sports activities which we do in university, and today what we will talk about is, as sir has told, the first thing we will be doing here, that is every first year student will be communicating with sir. And what I'll be telling you is about, after you pass out from here, how to connect to our institution. So that is what alumni does. In our institution also, we have a strong alumni. So I think, how many of you are here who are joined with your school alumni? Is there anyone, a member of your school alumni? So schools do have an alumni association also. Your schools do have an alumni association. So here what we do is, we try to build a connection which you have built through your course, maybe 4 years, maybe 5 years, maybe 2 years or 3 years course that you have been admitted to. And then after that, what we'll be doing, after you pass out, you think that you get detached from this institution. So what alumni organization or alumni association does is, you reconnect to the city. We do some small events that is organized by alumni association also. Every year, on a fixed date, we try to keep it a fixed date, that is 25th February. There is an alumni meet which is organized by the association and the present staffs and the students of the university. After you get pass out and then again come to the university, there will be, while you are here, you'll find that there are several things that might not, it will not suit you, or you will think negative about something. But once you get pass out and then again come to the same institution, you will see that how you feel. You will feel that, yes, this is my institution. I got my basic degree from here. So you will love to be back here. So everyone who is coming back, I'll show you some messages are also being given by the alumni members who presently are working outside, who could not come physically. So they have sent you a small message, and we here also we have some alumni members with us. So they will be speaking to you. Some of them are at least staying here for 5-6 years. They have been studying here. So there is something in JIS University that I have one fellow who is sitting right at the back. So Asif was a diploma student, the first batch diploma student of D-Pharm. He was here. He was admitted. Then somehow he went to he got a good opportunity rather. So he went to an government institution. He studied his B-Pharm from there, and then the first thing which he did was, when he was trying to do his M-Pharm, he called me and said, "Sir, I want to come back to JIS University again to do my M-Pharm." So so diploma and then again M-Pharm. So he's associated with this institution almost 7 years. So he can give you a good idea about how it works, how alumni association works. So before we call up them, I would try to show some the videos which your seniors have created for you. So I'll find out where the downloaded videos are. So what we'll do is we'll call up Asif and Onanshu. So if you can come up in the stage and you can give your juniors brief introduction about the Alumni Association, how it works, what are the functions that we do, what are the events that we carry out throughout the year, that will be given by them.
Thank you, sir, for giving such a opportunity. বাংলা কমফোর্টেবল সবাই? বাংলাতে বলি, আমিও কমফোর্টেবল। ঠিক আছে, আমার নাম আসিফ।
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, sir. And so I'm pretty much confident because I never skip my seminar classes. So I will be delivering my experience in English. Okay.
I was admitted in JIS University in the year 2018. Then after that, I completed in DPharm from here, and then sir already told everything about me. There's nothing special in my introduction, and I can share that in this college, মানে এখানে আমি কেন মাস্টার্স এসেছি এটা একটা কোয়েশ্চেন আসতে পারে, যে ডিপ্লোমা করেছিলাম এখান থেকে, প্লাস হচ্ছে যে বিফার্মে না হয় আমি একটা বেটার অপশন পেয়েছিলাম বলে আমি সেখানে একটা গভর্নমেন্ট কলেজে পড়েছি, দেন আবার মাস্টার্স এখানে এসেছি। এটা আমি নিজেও ভেবেছিলাম যে কিছু তো একটা আছে যেটার জন্য আবার সেম ইনস্টিটিউশনে ব্যাক করা। বেসিক্যালি কি হয়, সবাই আমরা নিজের কলেজকে বা হচ্ছে ইউনিভার্সিটিকে উল্টো পাল্টা বলি, যে কেন ভর্তি হয়েছি। সবার মনে হবে ফার্স্টে এই কটা দিন যাবে, প্রথম ভালো লাগবে, 11 তলা বিল্ডিং, এত সুন্দর মাঠ, ওভারঅল সবকিছু ঠিক আছে। তারপর যখন এক্সাম স্টার্ট হবে বা প্রেশার স্টার্ট হবে তখন উল্টো পাল্টা। এটা হয় জেনারেলি, এটা প্র্যাকটিক্যাল, আমি খুব প্র্যাকটিক্যাল কথা বলছি। তো হচ্ছে যে তখন মনে হবে যে কেন ভর্তি হয়েছি, হ্যাঁ কেন এই কোর্সটা করছি, এরকম নিজেকে উল্টো পাল্টা কোয়েশ্চেন আসবে, সেলফ ডাউট ক্রিয়েট হবে। ঠিক আছে, তো তখন বেসিক্যালি আমাদের যেটা করা উচিত, আমি ফ্রেশার্সের জন্য বলছি, যেটা করা উচিত সেটা হচ্ছে যে প্রত্যেকটা স্টুডেন্টের একটা করে গাইড থাকবে বা হচ্ছে যে মেন্টর থাকবে আমাদের। ঠিক আছে, তো তাদের কাছ থেকে সব থেকে ভালো পরামর্শ নেওয়া। ওভারঅল হচ্ছে যে প্রবলেম গুলো আসবে পারলে সিনিয়রদের সাথে কন্ট্যাক্ট করা। ঠিক আছে, সবকিছু। এখানে ফার্মাসির কে আছো? বিফার্ম আর ডিফার্ম, there are a lot of students. A diploma, just one, একজনই, দুজন, তিনজন? আচ্ছা, মাস্টার্স, এনিওয়ান ফর মাস্টার্স? আচ্ছা, তো হচ্ছে যে সবাই একটা পারসেপশন নিয়ে এখানে আসা। হ্যাঁ, তো আমরা যখন, আমি গল্প করি একটা জাস্ট, হ্যাঁ, যে আমি যখন এখানে অ্যাডমিশন নিয়েছিলাম তখন কোনো ফাইনাল ইয়ার ছিল না, মানে আমাদের সময় ডিপ্লোমা আমি ফার্স্ট ব্যাচ, তখন যে দাদা ছিল হচ্ছে তারা তখন থার্ড ইয়ার, হ্যাঁ ফোর্থ ইয়ার কোনো ছিলই না। 2020 ফার্স্ট এখানকার বিফর্ম ফার্স্ট ব্যাচ। আমি বিফর্মটা ফার্মাসি নিয়ে বলছি রিলেটেড, যেহেতু আমি ফার্মাসি ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ডের স্টুডেন্ট এখানকার। তো হচ্ছে দেন ডিপ্লোমার হচ্ছে আমরা ফার্স্ট ব্যাচ। ঠিক আছে, তো অ্যালুমনি যা কিছু সেটা বলতে আমরাই, আমাদেরকে নিয়ে সবকিছু শুরু হয়েছে এখানে। তো এখানেই আমরা যখন ফার্স্টে আসি তখন অনেক আরো স্যার ম্যাম আরো অনেক ছিলেন যারা এখন নেই হয়তো। আই মেজর মিসিং তথাগত স্যার। আমার ফার্স্টে এখানে এসে ফার্স্ট ইন্ট্রোডাকশন মাঝি স্যারের সাথে। ঠিক আছে, তোমরা all of you have watched KGF. There is a dialogue, powerful people make the place powerful. In this university pharmacy department, Maji sir is the powerful one who makes the place powerful. So I have come back here again after seeing Maji sir. I can say Mohamida ma'am, Pitha ma'am, at all. So after that, completing diploma, you can ask me that about placement, BPharm or diploma or masters also. Anyone can ask me what is the placement of the university. In the social media you can see anything, but in practically I can say that at the time of diploma, after completion my diploma, I get offered from two companies like McLeod and Alembic. Then I rejected because I want to do higher study. Then the TPO sir, Abhijit sir, has told me that if you don't want to join in the company, then do not sit in the campusing. Okay, মানে বেসিক্যালি হচ্ছে কি, যদি তো আমি সবাইকে বলছি যে যারা বিফর্ম বা ডিপ্লোমা ছেলেরা যদি কেউ ক্যাম্পাসে বসো, দেন তার ইচ্ছা থাকবে যে জবটা করার। বেসিক্যালি প্রবলেম কি হয়, আফটার কোর্স প্রবলেম যেটা হয় সেটা হচ্ছে যে মানে কেউ করতে চায় না বা ছেড়ে দেয়, হয়তো তার ভালো লাগে না, হয়তো তার মেন্টালি প্রেশার হয়, এরকম প্রবলেম ক্রিয়েট হয়। মানে কোর্স কমপ্লিট করার পর তারা ছেড়ে দিতে যায়, তো সেখানে কলেজের একটা রেপুটেশন বাজে হয়। ঠিক আছে, এই প্রবলেম গুলো ক্রিয়েট হয়। তো ইনক্লুডিং যেটা আছে, খেলাধুলো সবাই করো তো? ক্রিকেট, ক্রিকেট কেউ নেই? কি ব্যাট না বল? ব্যাট, বলার দরকার। আমাদের আমাদের তো বলার দরকার ফুল হ্যান্ডে। ঠিক আছে, আমার সাথে লাস্টে যোগাযোগ করিস। ঠিক আছে, তো হচ্ছে যে ওভারঅল সবকিছুই এখানে আমাদের ল্যাব ফেসিলিটি থেকে শুরু করে, মানে আমাদের ফার্মাসি ডিপার্টমেন্ট স্পেশালি, আর ফ্যাকাল্টিরা খুবই কোঅপারেটিভ, খুবই। ফার্স্ট অফ অল ইউ হ্যাভ টু ডু রেসপেক্ট, শো রেসপেক্ট, দেন ইউ উইল গেট এভরি অপরচুনিটিস এন্ড এভরি কাইন্ড অফ হেল্প ইউ ওয়ান্ট। যা যা দরকার হয় সবকিছু আমাদের, লাইব্রেরি ফেসিলিটি সবকিছু আছে, ল্যাব সবকিছুই আছে, শুধু নিজের ইন্টারেস্টটা থাকতে হবে, নিজের সেই ইচ্ছাটা থাকতে হবে যে আমি কেন ডিপ্লোমা করছি বা বা কেন গ্রাজুয়েশন করছি। তো আশা করি যে একটা ভালো এক্সপিরিয়েন্স সবারই হবে। ঠিক আছে, কোনো কিছু জানার থাকলে জেনে নিতে পারো, হ্যাঁ, আফটার দ্য মিটিং। আর হচ্ছে যে সবাইকেই আশা করি একটা ভালো জার্নি এখানে এক্সপিরিয়েন্স হবে, কারো 2 বছর হোক বা কারো 4 বছরের হোক। হ্যাঁ, ওভারঅল সবকিছু। থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ।
You took away all the topics that I was going to discuss here. So very few topics are left for me. So I will be discussing like we had a huge alumni association. Like we are the fourth batch, B Farm fourth batch. So we already had 3 more batches, those who have passed out from the college, and they are placed well in different companies, and they are doing well, and they are also flourishing very well. And in the last alumni meet also we had few of them, and like we had a great conversation. Like they are also ready to have candidate also in different college, different companies. And about the alumni association, I would like to highlight that we have 3 meets, like one in the football tournament or in the games part. We have the alumni groups, like in the football, in the cricket, and we also have an annual gathering of the alumni. That is, it may be during the time of convocation or other time also. And about my experience, the first day of the college was started with our godfather, that is Maji sir. He started his speech with one of his famous dialogue that he speaks everywhere. That is, we are JISU-PHARMA family. Right? How many of you agree with me? Like we are part of the JISU-PHARMA family. Yes. So my searching was also from starting from the Google. I googled like my college name, like best pharmacy colleges in West Bengal. So there are a few lists that came up, and from there I could see JNIPST, next BCDA. Those names were in the topmost list, and somewhere JISU was also there. So when we joined JISU-PHARMA, it was like under construction. Our classes were going on. In the middle of the class, few people carrying the muds and trashes, and they are just building the walls and like that. So we started from that stage, and now I can promise you that in the store, if you go and search a single chemical, with single page you can get everything. But on that time we couldn't find a single apparatus also. But now you can easily get it, even any kind of chemicals you want and any kind of job you want to carry on with the practicals. So from that view, you are well equipped with the materials. Like we have UVs for the analysis, we have IRs, we have different instrument. Those are useful for the practicals. Like we have HPLCs. You can rarely get HPLCs in any of the famous colleges in West Bengal. And from my point of view, in the academics part, I can say that other than different colleges, what you can get here is a communication. You can have a great communication with the teachers, where you can show your interest in different part, and you will get flexible teachers, those who can share or those who can uplift your expressions. Like one of my friend was there in the college and who always had to argue with the teacher, but after all it was found that he's placed in different college, and I think you everybody know about Naipa, right? So he's in Naipa, Hyderabad, and he's doing well in pharmaceutical analysis. But in the preliminary stages, he used to argue with the teacher. That was not suitable for some of the teachers. But then also, it came up that he's doing well. Actually, when you ask the question, it shows that you are interested in some topic. And in some teachers also, you will get that they are very much happy to counter your question, and some of them will not answer. That is common, right? But this is the responsibility of you. I can say that if you start questioning, then it is showing that you will get the interest at some point, and definitely will flourish in the coming. And I had made some points like lockdown. We also had a lockdown effect because we spent about 2 years in the lockdown, so we had a lot more online classes there. So we also completed it in great time. So I will not delay more time. I will hand over the mic to. Thank you for your patience. Thank you, sir.
Shared some of the experience. I think most of the experience were undercover, which was observed by us only. So they were, I can assure you something about alumni association is that the TPO section which you have in the university, they will give you or they will give you an interview to go for an interview, to sit in the interview. Interviews they will be giving, because a huge number of students are here, so one person might get 2 or 3 interviews. But this is your alumni association, the seniors which you will find over here. The connection between the seniors and you people will give you, or will rather make you placed in a good area. So I'll show you which we are finding the ex president of our alumni association. He has shared a message to you all.
Of Alumni Association. Hello, everyone.
So there is a technical fault, I think. He's a ex president of the alumni association. He was a student of management department. He did his BBA from here also. He did his MBA also from here, and he's now placed in Amazon. He wished you all the good luck, and those who are from those department, that is management department, can obviously call up him and ask whatever thing that is what are the doubts that you have throughout your journey. So you can get clarification from him also. So there are some other students also. I would not rather go into those videos. So what we will do is our latest alumni member, also a faculty of pharmacy department. So Dr. Preeta Bose, I would like to call her, and she will she's there in the department from in the university rather from 2018, and she can give a insight about our university as well as the Alumni Association. So over to Dr. Preeta Bose.
Okay, so I'm back at the mic after a year or so because I wasn't in the university for a very long time due to my leave. Now, any BPharm first years are there? Okay, so you all are going to get a class with me very soon. I'm going to take your pharmaceutical analysis class. And any MPharm first years here? So you will be, okay, MPharm first years also will be getting a class with me. I'll be taking your drug delivery systems. For the rest of y'all, I'm Dr. Preeta Bose, the latest alumni member of this Alumni Association of JIS University. And usually, today it is rather very unfortunate for me that Dada has to call me on stage because usually I do the calling. I do all the hostings and I call everybody up on stage, but that's okay. Now, so about the Alumni Association, it is a very active member headed by our beloved faculty member, Mr. Victor Roy Chaudhary, sir. He is currently heading this, and we also have student members of this. You are going to face a beautiful journey at JIS University. I can guarantee you that, because this university is something which will manifest your dreams. You have already seen the lush green, beautiful campus which we have. And apart from that, you're going to get something here which many colleges cannot give you. That is the friendship, the family like friendship, rather, I should say. Those who belong from the pharmacy department, they will get a, because I'm from the pharmacy department, I'm telling you this. The others also, every department rather, I think the CSE department, the law department, all the departments, education department, everybody and all the faculty members have a very close-knit family over here. So you have a family at your home, you will be getting a family in JIS University. Your department will be your family, and we, the other departments, will be your extended family. Apart from that, JIS University gives you a very wide scope of nurturing yourselves. I think people are looking at their mobile phones and they are not looking at me, which is very bad because I'm standing out here. So you're supposed to be looking at me at least for 2 minutes because I'm standing here and you are focused in your mobiles. The mobile is a big menace nowadays. You're not supposed to be looking at your mobile phones because out of all your induction days, I think you're having induction for 10 days, 9 or 10 days. I'm here for 2 minutes. And if you're not focused on me, then you don't know anything about this university. You're supposed to keep your mobile phones away and look at the speaker when they're standing and talking, right? You have a lot to learn. We are a part of this alumni association because there is a reason to be. And you will also be a member of this alumni association when you pass out of this university. So if you are not focused on the person who's standing over here, how will you learn? You are learning from Facebook, WhatsApp? I don't think so. You're here in this university because your parents have spent a lot of money on you, right? So utilize the money. Calculate your tuition fee by the number of days you're coming to JIS University. You will see you're paying a lot of money to this university. So it is important to be focused, to learn. If not anything, to look at the speaker. You will understand many things and you will see a lot. I know it is very boring. You want to go out, but it's raining, baby. You can't go out right now. You have to stay here. Okay? So for that, I would not take any more time. We have some other things also. You can continue looking at your mobiles. I don't have any problem with that. But try to focus on what is happening on the stage. At least look up sometimes so that you get, because in my class, you will not be looking at your mobiles. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. And thank you, dear students, for sparing your valuable time for guiding our students over here. So next, and also I would like to wish you all a very good luck for your future endeavors. Next, I'll be having a next speaker with Dr. Agnishwar Sarkar, who will be talking about epidemic, endemic, pandemic, unraveling the threats of the disease. So I would like to call sir upon the dais for continuing the session, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
my dear colleagues and students. All the first year students are welcome to the JIS University. I am Dr. JISU-PHARMA from the department. So, as you know, we so this is the title of my presentation, and I'm really privileged to deliver a few words in front of you. So I will try not to bore you guys. I take the minimum time for delivery. As you know, we all are infecting daily, right? By fungus, whatever it is, but we all are getting infected, right? Daily. So for getting information from the microorganisms, so there are three terms called epidemic, pandemic, and endemic. Terms are very important because we have heard about pandemics now, because recent incidents is COVID-19 pandemic. We all have heard about this term, right? So for analyzing pandemic, we have to have some ideas about epidemic and endemic. Okay. So next. So this is not a very new thing in our society. This is very old thing, and it was started from the Justinian period. And the last incidents we have seen, right? And the interesting thing is that the slide is history repeats. Just see, in the 1720, plague was occurred. Similarly, in 1820, cholera, 1920, Spanish flu, and 20 coronavirus. Coronavirus was basically started from 2019 December from the Wuhan city of China, right? But it's got a pandemic and declared by WHO 2020. So what is epidemic? Before understanding the pandemic or endemic, we have to know, let's start with our community. Let's start with this hall. So this is a community, JISU community, right? So maybe one has got infected by microorganisms and spreaded from this community to another community where you stay, where you live, right? So when it is limited in your area, then but this epidemic, when spreaded throughout the country or different states, it is called the endemic. When it is getting spreaded by from one country to another country or one continent to another continent, is called pandemic. So there are many factors for epidemic, endemic, and pandemic. So I would definitely talk about the climate changes. There is a term called socio-demography, right? Societal status and demographical study. Demographic is different geographical region. So different geographical region responsible for this kind of scenario. This kind of scenario because it was started in China and traveled towards the travel through different population and patients worldwide. So socio-demographic study we have আমাদেরকে সোশিও ডেমোগ্রাফি নিয়ে একটু ভাবতে হবে যে দেয়ার আর মেনি ফ্যাক্টরস লাইক এজ সেক্স ইনকাম স্ট্যাটাস এন্ড সো মেনি থিংস প্যান্ডেমিক বললাম it was started and it was named as Black Death disease, and last we have seen COVID-19 in the and endemic. Endemic is that kind of term when pandemic is getting under control. There are many kind of vaccination, right, for COVID-19. So COVID-19 vaccination doesn't mean it can cure the COVID-19. So it can be managed, right? Vaccination means it can be managed, the disease prevalence. So it is under control, but still infection is there in the society. And it becomes what? Pandemic, endemic. Okay. From different kind of endemic, pandemic like scenario, we got some ideas about One Health approach. One Health approach means it can be transmitted from different kind of animals, which is called zoonosis or zoonotic disease, and it can be transmitted from one human being to another human being. So animal to human, animal to animal, human to animal, it can occur. So there is an approach is called One Health approach, by which we can measure the disease prevalence, we can measure the surveillance of the disease. Okay. So is any kind of epidemic, endemic, or pandemic, so all are disadvantages for the society? No, because after the pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, we have seen that lots of mechanisms, right, like mobile using, work from home, online classes, online examinations, we have learned a lot. We have increased our hygiene measurement, social distancing, wearing a mask, right? So we have learned a lot from the, have also developed different kind of vaccines. One is from different kind of vaccine. I am not going in detail. So I would like to acknowledge my Honorable Chancellor, Pro-Chancellor and Vice-Chancellor, Honorable D. Faculty members and students. Thank you so much. That's all.
Sir, for your valuable time. So moving to the next, we have Mrs. Ochita Pal and Mrs. Oritri Nath from Department of Education, who will be talking about a discourse on national education policy and pedagogy. So, ma'am, I would like to request you to come on the dais and carry on the session.
How are you today? Today I am going to discuss on a topic, national policy of education. But in such a beautiful rainy day, I think it's a very boring topic for you, but I will try to make interesting. Okay, just give me a moment and I will start. So first, first we need to know what is NEP. Any of you have any idea? NEP. So, I mean, what does it mean actually? National education policy, what do you mean actually?
So that there is a parity of education in terms of education institutions. So what the course will be, it is basically a kind of roadmap for the.
Exactly, it's a kind of roadmap. Thank you. It's a planning process to reform our educational system, isn't it? हमारे पास जो बजट अभी लास्ट निकला ना, तो उससे हमारा लिए वो निकाला जाता है. तो education policy is same as that. To reform our education system, to make important changes to develop our country, our education system, etc. So in my first slide, I just keep some basic information. It's the third educational policy after, policy was in 1968, then 1986, then 2020. Okay. So you can see, go through in any, website and check all this basic information. Next. Okay, so before going to our in-depth discussion, we need to know what's the vision of NEP. The vision of NEP 2020 is holistic development. Holistic development means cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. These are, quite little difficult term for you to understand, but I will explain. And knowledge, skills, attitudes, and behaviors. I will explain all these terms focusing on single words. So what does holistic development means? Please change the slide. Holistic development is a very common word, but we don't actually know about a holistic development. By simply remembering this word, we can have an overall idea about holistic development. Please smile. This word holistic development. What does it denotes? Physical development. Yes, P denotes physical development. आप लोगों को जब भी कोई मिलता है पूछता है ना कितना बड़ा हो गया है, so it's a part of holistic development. That's physical development. Okay. Next, or social development. M is moral development. I is intellectual development. L is language development, and E for emotional development. बाकी कुछ भी जो है दिखाई नहीं देता है, बाकी कुछ डेवलपमेंट उतना समझ में नहीं आता है, लेकिन इतना सारा स्फीयर्स है, there are so many spheres. आप सब जब भी कोई मिलता है आपको पूछते हैं कि कितना हो गया है, कितना लंबा चौड़ा etc etc. But they don't talk about the moral development, they don't talk about emotional development, they don't talk about language development, social development. But to develop yourself holistically, you need to develop in all those aspects. So that's a very important part. आपका जो overall marksheet है ना, जिसके हिसाब से आपको लोग जज करेंगे, that's holistic development. So please remember the word, please smile, so you can remember the holistic development. आपको कौन-कौन से sphere में आपको काम करना है कि ये करना है. Not only about the physical, you should not only work on the physical appearance. Okay, you also need to work on the moral development, emotional. Go to the previous slide, please. Here, there is another word, that's knowledge. Can you move forward? Slow, that's Sha Vidya Ya Vimuktai. We can understand the meaning of knowledge. Sha Vidya Ya Vimuktai. Gyan wahi jo mukt kar de. That is knowledge which liberates. Liberates means what? इस घर से आपको भेज दे घर, ये लिबरेशन नहीं है. आज छुट्टी दे दे, ये भी लिबरेशन नहीं है. फ्रीडम नहीं है. लिबरेट फ्रॉम नैरो थॉट्स. अपना मन का जो अंधकार है उससे मुक्ति पाना, दैट्स कॉल्ड लिबरेशन. सो नॉलेज वही जो हमको आजाद कर दे. सारे जो संकीर्ण सोच है, छोटे सोच है, उन सब चीजों से आजाद कर दे, वही नॉलेज है. I can give you an example of parrot and a student. What is the difference between a parrot and student? Parrot को आप जो भी सिखाओगे वो बोलते चले जाएंगे, isn't it? हरे राम हरे कृष्ण बोलते रहते हैं ना, पर क्यों बोलते? हरे राम हरे कृष्ण के बारे में पता है? उनको पता है कि इस मंत्र जाप करने से क्या होता है? लेकिन यही मंत्र से सब लोग, बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो साधु बन जाते हैं, संत. So what's the difference? So without, I mean, आप पढ़ सकते हो रोड लर्निंग, लेकिन ट्रू नॉलेज वो है जो आपको आजाद कर दे सारे छोटे सोच से. So knowledge is related with wisdom. Without wisdom, there is no importance of information. We can get information by using ChatGPT. ChatGPT is better than you. Okay. So we must have wisdom. आपको रट्टू तोता बनने की जरूरत नहीं है. आपको नॉलेज लेना है और आपको अपना जो छोटे सोच है उनसे आपको आजाद करना है. That is the vision of NEP. Holistic development, to be knowledgeable and to liberate yourself from all narrow thoughts. So is it a little bit clear, the vision of NEP? Yes or no, please? I can't connect with you. Education department, is it a little bit clear of NEP? Thank you so much. So why it is no? I'm not done yet. So let's move forward. बहुत important सवाल है. Why it is necessary for students to know NEP 2020? NEP 2020 खामखा आप लोग यहाँ बैठ के सुनने आए क्यों? क्यों जानना है? That's the main question. मैं सुन रही हूँ, क्यों सुन रही? So let's the next slide. अच्छा, आप में से कितना लोग है जो ट्यूशन पढ़ाने जाते हैं? How many? सब 2 पढ़ाते हैं. आपका एक्स्ट्रा पॉकेट मनी कहाँ से आता है? सब घर के खर्चे. पढ़ाना चाहिए तो ठीक है. तो आप में से जो ट्यूशन पढ़ाने जाते हैं बच्चों को पढ़ाते हैं? कौन हाथ उठाए? ये बच्चे पढ़ाते हैं आप? वेरी गुड. आप 5, 6. So very good, very good. So how many of you go through about the pedagogy of early childhood care and education? इस बारे में आप go through की है? Very good. तो बहुत सारे knowledgeable person यहाँ बैठे हुए हैं. तो आप बच्चों को पढ़ाने जाते हैं, हमेशा शिकायत करते, ध्यान नहीं देते हैं. क्या करते हैं? बच्चे अच्छे हैं, पढ़ लेते हैं, सब कुछ जो बोल रहे थे कर लेते हैं. लकी है आप लोग. मेरे क्लास में ऐसा बच्चे नहीं होते हैं, कोई पढ़ना नहीं चाहता. तो शायद मैं उतना लाकी नहीं हूँ. तो हम लोग को जो है पीटीएम करना होता है. ठीक है, पीटीएम करके क्या बोलते हैं? पीटीएम में क्या होता है? গার্জেন থেকে কমপ্লেন করে, তাই তো? পিটিএম এ একটা তোমাদের হাতে একটা ওয়েপন এসে এনইপি 2020 কিন্তু কোথাও বলেনি যে পড়তে হবে, পড়াতে হবে. NEP 2020 holistic development, knowledge, wisdom এসবের দিকে জোর দিচ্ছে पढ़ाने की. उनको अपना प्रॉब्लम खुद सॉल्व करने दो. That is the focus of NEP. So ये pedagogy है NEP की. Next is multiple entry and exit options in higher education. What does it mean? a student who needs to leave college, suppose आप में से कोई है ना पढ़ाई छूट जाती है, वापस से वहीं से पढ़ाई कर सकते हो, अपना जो डेटा, अपना जो नंबर है वहां से रिज्यूम कर सकते हो. I can give you example of अगर आपने 11th फेल की है, 11th फेल करते हो, तो NEP will give you options to start from there where you end. मतलब ऐसा नहीं है फिर से 11 आप पढ़ा लेगा, ठीक है. I mean huge opportunity. अगर कहीं से भी आप छूट जाते हो वहां से आप शुरू कर सकते हो on regional language. That is the best point. आप में से कितने लोग हैं जो जिनको इंग्लिश से प्रॉब्लम है? Let me raise my hand also. NEP focuses on regional languages. कहीं पे भी बोला नहीं गया है कि आपको एकदम ब्रिटिश की तरह बोलना. मदर टंग, दैट इज द मेन फोकस ऑफ NEP. आप बच्चे को जो लैंग्वेज उनको आता है आप उसमें आओगे. दैट्स द प्लस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू कि आप उनके मदर टंग में बोल सकते हो. एंड इट्स टोटली प्रूवन. I can give you an example of Maharashtra, School of Maharashtra. In a School of Maharashtra, teaching young children in Marathi rather than English can help them grasp concept more easily and build strong foundation outcomes. ये और बहुत सारे जगह ये implement किया गया है. In fact, in our Bengal, do you know Bengali is the I think so. अगर हम अपने रीजनल लैंग्वेज में बात करें जो कि 7th स्पोकन और जिसके रिच कल्चरल हेरिटेज है, लेगेसी है, तो उसमें क्या प्रॉब्लम है? बंगाल में खड़े रह के बंगाली नहीं बोल सकते. दैट इज द मेन फोकस. सो वी शुड नॉट अफ्रेड ऑफ स्पीकिंग इन बंगाली, speaking in our mother tongue. We should proud of it. We should take proud of it. English बोलना है क्योंकि आपको so many things you can communicate to the outer world. So you need to know English. That's another thing. मातृभाषा में बोलना या फिर मदर टंग को प्रेफरेंस देना, दैट इज आवर ड्यूटी. दैट्स आवर टीचर्स ड्यूटी. सो कभी भी आप शर्माना मत. ओके, आई विल प्रमोट माय लैंग्वेज हियर ऑब्वियसली. মোদের আশা আমারই বাংলা ভাষা, যেখানে পাই বাংলা ভাষাকে একটু প্রমোট করে নেওয়ার সুযোগটা ছাড়ি না. Holistic and multidisciplinary education. Let me give you an example. A student passionate about physics and music can now study both subjects together with being restricted to a traditional science or arts stream. जब पढ़ती थी वहाँ पे कॉम्बिनेशन के सब्जेक्ट्स लिए जाते थे with I can remember one of my classmates who have subject like sitar, Hindustani classical music. उसके जो 12th का combination of subjects था यही था, Japanese, mathematics and Hindustani classical music. तो क्यों जो जिनको मैथ आता है सितार बजा सकते, साथ फिजिक्स भी पढ़ना है और उसके साथ साथ बायोलॉजी का भी दो. There is no need of that. physics, chemistry, biology. If you want to study, science, you have to take all these 4 subjects. You can't study separately art subject or something like that. So NEP give us that opportunity. Next is digital education. Obviously, NEP focuses on digital education, century skills, like traditional जो एग्जाम्स है उससे जाकर आप रियल वर्ल्ड प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करो. दैट इज इंटर्नशिप is promoted in NEP 2020. Next is academic knowledge के साथ साथ standard and quality problems है, उसके साथ इंटरनेशनल यूनिवर्सिटीज के साथ आप कोलैबोरेशंस कर सकते हो. Next is very important point. Focus on research and innovation. NEP language पे focus नहीं किया है, but is the prime focus of NEP. Okay, what's the importance of innovation in higher studies? Higher studies में it's not not important to know only that particular subjects or subject matter, because subjects are only available in Google, but it's important to understand what is contribution to the society, what will be your unique contribution to the society. पढ़ाई इसलिए and that's done. पढ़ाई इसलिए करवाया जाता है कि आप ये सब पढ़ के कुछ ऐसा सोसाइटी को बदले. So it is very important to understand your unique. So for that we need to research कि क्या हो सकता है, क्या नया है आया है, मैं क्या नया कर सकती हूँ. जब COVID-19 आया था, that was very depressing that time, but जो कॉफी बनाना और ग्लास पेंटिंग ये सब सीख गए बहुत सारे लोग हैं ना. कॉफी इज अ काइंड, हाँ डालगोना कॉफी. So innovation is a very important part of our higher education. So not only gathering information, we need to focus on innovation, which is important. For that, we need on STEAM model, from STEM to STEAM. What is STEAM education? Science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. First, it was STEAM, STEM, and then next model, that is STEAM. Arts is included in that particular model. Arts and a sense of aesthetics. Okay, so that is also a important thing कि आप mathematics के साथ भी aesthetic. Next is experiential learning approach to pedagogy. What does it mean? जब आप पढ़ते हो आपको कुछ याद रहता है, उतना याद नहीं रहता है, ज्यादातर भूल जाते हो. जब आप कुछ करते हो तब याद रहता है. हैंड्स ऑन और लर्निंग बाय डूइंग. एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग बाय डूइंग. और एक्सपीरियंस खराब भी हो सकता है, अच्छा भी हो सकता है. So it's our duty as a teacher to give you the best experience of education. I hope JIS University will give you the best experience of education. So experience, classroom के जो picture है वो दिया है. experiential learning activity के. Next is here components: teaching, learning, and learning environment. So आप लोगों के लिए जो बीच का जो कॉलम है इम्पोर्टेंट, ये कॉलम में आपको आपका क्या क्वालिटी होना चाहिए ये लिखा हुआ है. राइट में आपको कैसे एनवायरनमेंट मिला है वो दिखाया गया है. दैट्स लर्निंग एनवायरनमेंट दैट विल वी प्रोवाइड यू. द JIS University will provide learning environment. And left में teaching, learning, practice. And बीच का जो है learners competencies. So please go through all the qualities you must have. That's initiative talking, self-responsibility, creative, resilience, independent, self-disciplined, reflective, etc. So ये सब qualities you must have. Then after giving the learning environment with a perfect teaching, learning can create incredible India. And आपका शिक्षा अच्छा हो, आपका एजुकेशन अच्छा हो तो इंडिया तो ट्रांसफॉर्म होगा ही. Change our country, positive change. And with this positivity, I want to welcome Mrs. Oritinath. We will continue this presentation on NEP. Thank you.
So, ma'am has already discussed everything. I just want to sum everything up. So, the NEP 2020 is a new concept for us, but actually in ancient India, the concept of holistic development was already there. Have you ever heard about the 64 colors or 64 arts of living? Yes. What were they? Can anyone tell? Okay. So, these colors or these arts were meant for the holistic development, from science to arts to everything, every aspect of our life. There is a proverb in Bengali, Juto shalai theke chondi par. So in ancient India, be a prince or princess or a layman, everyone must have to go through this study of 64 colors. Just I'm giving you some examples. In performing arts, there were Geetam, Nrittam, Vadanam, matlab playing musical instruments, singing and dancing. Fine arts, Chitrakarma, Pratima Lakshana, painting and sculpture. In literary arts, Kavya Kriti, Katha Kathanam, poetry, storytelling. Life skills like cooking, tailoring, martial arts like Dhanur Vidya, Asikrityam. Social arts like games, flower arrangements. Practical skills, Vastu Vidya, Loha Vidya. Aesthetic and decorative arts, Ratna Parikshana, interior decoration, and many other miscellaneous areas were there in ancient India. In NEP 2020, we are just mirroring all those skills to attain the holistic development of each individual. Be a prince, princess, or kings, or a common man or a common student. We all need to know about everything and what we are passionate about. So mainly, ma'am has already discussed. So I just want to highlight the key focus of NEP 2020. So holistic education, multidisciplinary approach, flexible learning, integration of disciplines, multiple entry and exit options, institutional reforms, cultural integration, experiential learning, all these things. NEP 2020 aims for capacity building, intellectual capacity building, aesthetic, social, physical, emotional, and moral capacity building, which ma'am has already discussed. Next. By NEP 2020, there is a suggestion for reduction in curriculum, and mostly the curriculum will focus on the local needs and practical needs. Suppose in a village area, most of the students belongs to farmer family. Now, at that point of time, or maybe in adult learning, if we teach the adult farmers how to do better in agricultural fields, it will help them to maintain their local needs more. So these type of developments are meant through NEP 2020. Next. So yes, with that we can link the vocational education. So Lok Vidya, it is called as in NEP 2020. Finally, Meru. Can anyone tell me what is Meru? What can be the full form of Meru? Ma'am has already discussed once. Okay, it means multidisciplinary education and research in universities. So there is a multidisciplinary approach. It will offer a wide range of disciplines from sciences and engineering to arts and humanities. The multidisciplinary nature is in line with NEP 2020's emphasis on breaking down the traditional boundaries between various disciplines. Then the main focus is on research and high standards of excellence. Global standards, our curriculum will meet the global standards of education. And then Meru will enjoy a high degree of autonomy, particularly in academic, administrative, and financial matters, enabling them to innovate and set benchmarks for other institutions. Meru represents a significant part of NEP 2020's vision to create a more holistic, multidisciplinary, and research-intensive higher education landscape in India. So the aim of creating that incredible India can be done with the help of this new concept as Meru. So finally, I would like to conclude our presentation with this beautiful definition of learner as quoted from NEP 2020. Who is a learner? Don't say this. Who is a learner? Everyone can be a learner who is going to learn something. And we are learning at every moment in our life, right? There is no age of being a learner. We can be a learner anytime, at any point of our life. So education must build character, enable learners to be ethical, rational, compassionate, and caring, while at the same time preparing them for gainful and fulfilling enjoyment. Education is for our life. Education is not life, but education is for our betterment in our life. Education is for enjoyment. Education is not something very we should not make it as a phobia. We should enjoy learning. So in JIS University, I welcome you all for a happy learning. Thank you. Ma'am, for the new learning and in-depth knowledge about NEP 2020 and giving more emphasis on the holistic learning. So moving on, so next we have our talk regarding the library facility by Moinak sir. So I would like to call Moinak sir for giving idea about the library facility.
Thank you, ma'am. Welcome to the JIS University. Today we are here for the Library Orientation Program 2024. The basic objectives of this program is to make awareness of our library facilities, services, infrastructure provided by the JIS University Library, and that will be going to recover today's orientation program. So let's begin our presentation. You can see that a short overview of the Central Library. Central Library, our library is equipped with the modern facilities, resources in the various printed forms and digital forms in the necessary modern equipment in order to provide some various digital mode of the library services. Next. And first of all, we will know about the location of our library. We have one central library which is located in the first floor, room number 215, and we have a separate pharmacy library also, which is located in fourth floor, room number 519. And the university has also a spiritual library which is located in first floor, room number 216. Next. Here the objectives. Here we mainly focuses on Dr. Ranganathan's 5 laws of library science, which includes books are for use. Every reader his or her book. Every book its reader. Save the time of the reader. And the last one is the library is a growing organism. Based on those laws, our library objectives are developed. Next, we see the opening and closing time of the library. The central library opens from Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. and closes at 6 p.m. On Saturdays, the library timing is open from 9:30 a.m. and closes at 1:30 p.m. And the library will be closed on Sundays and other holidays. Next. And regulation. Let's look at each point. Primarily, those that will be followed are must enter the library with proper identity card. And after entering, everyone has to make an entry in the register. No bags, foods, no personal books, and drinks except water, or issued books except return purpose are allowed in the library premises, and silence must be maintained in the library. এইটা সবাইকে অবশ্যই লক্ষ্য রাখতে হবে, কেন আমরা লাইব্রেরিতে যখন প্রবেশ করছি তখন কিন্তু টোটাল লাইব্রেরিটা একটা সাইলেন্স জোন। সেখানে আমরা এটা লাইব্রেরি ইজ নট অ্যাজ এ কমন রুম, সো আমরা লাইব্রেরিতে অবশ্যই নীরবতাটা রাখবো, যেহেতু সবাইকে আমরা পড়ার সুযোগ করে দিতে পারি সেই কারণে। Now we'll know about the library book issue or return procedure. PG student can issue a maximum number of 4 books, and UG students issue maximum number of 3 books for 21 days. তোমরা যারা পিজি স্টুডেন্ট আছো তারা কিন্তু 4টে বই ইস্যু করতে পারবে 21 দিনের জন্য, এবং যারা ইউজিতে আছো তারা 3টে করে বই ইস্যু করতে পারবে এট এ টাইম 21 দিনের জন্য, এবং তোমরা বইগুলি 2বার রিনিউ করতে পারবে। এবং যদি তোমরা বই উইদিন স্টিপুলেটেড টাইমের মধ্যে সাবমিট না করো অথবা রিইস্যু না করো, তাহলে কিন্তু পার ডে পার বুক 2 রুপিস করে ফাইন তোমাদের ডিপোজিট করতে হবে। ওকে। আর ড্যামেজ অথবা লস্ট বুকস এর ক্ষেত্রে তোমাদের সেম এডিশন বুকস অথবা লেটেস্ট এডিশন বুকস তোমাদের রিপ্লেস করতে হবে। ওকে। Now we look at the library collections. We have more 20,000 books volumes. There are also e-books, printed e-journals, magazines, and newspaper collections also. Okay. Next. Let's take a look at the library services provided by the library. All users can directly come to the library and enter the stack room and uses the library collection, that is called open access system. তোমরা নিজেরাই তোমরা লাইব্রেরি স্ট্যাক রুমে ঢুকে সেলফ অ্যাক্সেস করতে পারবে এবং নিজেদের পছন্দ মতো বই চুজ করে তোমরা সার্কুলেশন কাউন্টারে ইস্যু করার জন্য আনতে পারবে। আচ্ছা, নেক্সট আমাদের একটা রয়েছে ওপ্যাক সিস্টেম, দ্যাট ইজ কল্ড অনলাইন পাবলিক অ্যাক্সেস ক্যাটালগ। তোমরা থ্রু ওয়েবসাইট এটা অ্যাক্সেস করতে পারবে। তো তোমরা ওখানে যেটা পাবে সেটা হচ্ছে লাইব্রেরি কালেকশন এবং রিসেন্ট যে স্ট্যাটাস অফ দ্য লাইব্রেরি কালেকশন সেটা তোমরা ওখান থেকে সার্চ করে নিতে পারবে। তো ওয়েবসাইটে ভিজিট করে নেবে তোমরা এবং ওটা ফেসিলিটিটা তোমরা করতে পারবে। Staff of the Central Library. Here is the department-wise schedule of new preparation of new library card. এটা তোমরা আশা করি আগেই পেয়েছো, শেয়ার করা হয়েছে, কাইন্ডলি নোট। For preparing new library card, you bring recent stamp size photographs. Size is important, 2 centimeter into 1.5 centimeter, and a copy of money receipt. Take a look the date and the department. ফটো তুলে নিতে পারো, আশা করি তোমাদের শেয়ার করা হয়েছে, না হলে ফটো তুলে নাও, নোট করে নাও। Finally, take a look at some pictures of our central library. That is spiritual library, and that is pharmacy library. Okay, thank you. তোমরা লাইব্রেরিতে আসো, তারপরে নেক্সট।
Thank you, sir, for your valuable time. So now, this is the most awaited part of this session, today's session. Can you guess what could be now? Any guesses? Are you awake? Yes? Yes. Why so low? Are you sleeping? No, ma'am. Okay. So now we'll be having the cultural competition. Okay, so there will be competition for singing, dancing, and photography. So which will be actually coordinated by Dr. Devdina Pal Madam, who is the coordinator of the cultural committee, JIS University. Ma'am, please give us pulse. See, ma'am, at every, just know her name and register if you want to do any cultural event. Okay.
Good afternoon, everybody. So now it's time for the cultural competition. So some of you have registered in the competition, and I don't know how many people are present here. So I will call the names. First of all, for the photography. At first, I will tell the name of the judges of the competition, and then I will call the names. Okay. So for have Dr. Suparna Ghosh and Dr. Shonchita Dash. Okay. For dance, the judges are Mrs. Shomdatta Mukherjee and Mrs. Oriti Nath. And for photography, the judges are Dr. Kamalakanta Ray and Mrs. Kavya Jaswal. Okay. First of all, I will tell the rules. So for photography, I will call upon the students, and I have told you that the theme our beautiful campus. Okay. So get 1 hour of time. During that time, you will capture beautiful photographs
and you will given a Google Drive where you will upload the photographs. You will be given 1 hour. Okay. Our volunteer Subhrajyoti Nath of CSE department is here. He will go with you around our campus, our beautiful campus, and you will capture the photographs. Okay. So I will call the names. Upal Chakraborty of CSE, Arundhati Ojha, Pharmacy, Shombit Mitro, Education, Farhan Nasir, CSE, Sharka Tarneem of CSE, Shrishti Dhar, CSE, you come here. Shreya Kundu, Juridical Sciences, Shamrito Banerjee, Pharmacy, Risha Kaur, Biosciences, Gayatri Shaha, CSE, Pritam Banerjee, CSE, Amartya Bala, Biosciences, Amy Dash, CSE, Farhan Nasir, Education, Saurabh Banerjee, Ovida from Juridical Science, Sri Datta from Bioscience, Smita Roy Kormokar from CSE. Okay, so I will now the students. I will call upon stage Mrs. Kavya Jaiswal to say a few words and advise you regarding the photography.
Students, so you all are the participants, right? How many of you have a DSLR right now? DSLR. Come to the camera this side. I think we should have a two section, one for the DSLR photography and the other for phone photography, so that even the phone photographers get a fair chance. Cool? Basically, Savindra is going to take you to the entire campus to capture the photo of the campus, whichever angle you feel that okay, it's good, it can be taken care of, be it your the garden or the infrastructure, whatever. Just make sure one thing, you can take photograph either in portrait or in landscape, that's up to you. But do not put a copyright mark out there. If you find any copyright mark or a timestamp, you shall be disqualified. Is that clear? Say anything else you want to add on? That's all. Thank you.
You can accompany Subhrajyoti to our campus.
And by what time they will be coming back?
1 hour. 12:30. So by 1:30, they
I
will.
think one would be fine. I am telling you the areas where you need to take a shot.
They have to upload also, no?
So now I would be needing a three shots. One would be the campus cave if they're having a campus view. One. Second is going to be just the corridor view, and third will be store. And fourth will be lab. So
Actually, the uploading time, including the uploading time, it has been kept 1 hour.
Just in 4 areas. We'll be reading the campus. Okay, we'll be reading a photo of the campus view. The second is going to be the classroom. Third is any lab, whichever lab you feel. And four is the classroom over here. We will highlight the campus view.
তিনটে শট নেব চারটে শট নিজের নাম ব্র্যাকেটে যদি অ্যাপ্লিকেশন নাম্বার থাকে তো অ্যাপ্লিকেশন নাম্বার দিয়ে ফোল্ডার বানাতে গাইড
Okay, Chamarendra, you can instruct them. Next, for the singing competition, I will like to call the names. First is Koena Sharkar, Juridical Science. Shivani Mishra from Bioscience. Come here, Shivani. Ramshankar Goswami from Pharmacy Department. Chan Ghosh from CSE. Churmishta Dotto from CSE. Shonchita Mondol, Biosciences. Anna, Pharmacy. And Orithro Chakraborty, Juridical Science. Okay, so the rules are, the rules for singing are, you will get 3 minutes for the performance, and you can use one musical instrument. Okay, guitar or something. One. Or you can use any type of instruments from your phone. That will also do. Okay. So first of all, I would like to call Shivani Mishra for this performance.
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shivani Mishra. I am from Bioscience Department. Today I deliver my song, sing by Lata Mangeshkar ji. Jagle raat jagle ho na ho शायद इस जन्म में जागले रात जी घड़ियां नसीब से जी भर के देख में ये बात शायद इस जन्म में तू ना हो
जागले हसी रात। Thank you, everyone.
Morning is Ishan Ghosh, CSE department. Ishan, take your time. Next, we will call upon Shonchita Mondol from Bioscience.
Everyone, today I'll be singing the song Jeena Jeena by Atif Aslam. दहलीज पे जो रखे है तू, तेरे नाम पे मेरी एक दीवार। सीखा मैंने जीना जीना कैसे जीना, हाँ सीखा मैंने जीना मेरे हम, ना सीखा कभी जीना जीना कैसे जीना, ना सीखा जीना तेरे बिना। दहलीज पे मेरे दिल जो रखे है तू कदम, तेरे नाम पे मेरी लिख दी मेरे हम। मैंने जीना जीना से जीना, हाँ सीखा मैंने जीना मेरे, ना सीखा कभी जीना जीना कैसे जीना, ना सीखा जीना तेरे बिना। अच्छी सी है ये तारीफें दिल से जो मैंने करी है, अच्छी सी है ये तारीफें दिल से जो मैंने करी है। जो तू मिला तू सजी है दुनिया मेरी हमदम, ओ आसमां आधे आधे पूरे हैं हम, तेरे नाम पे मेरी जिंदगी लिख दी मेरे। सीखा मैंने जीना जीना कैसे जीना, हाँ सीखा मैंने जीना ना सीखा कभी जीना जीना कैसे जीना, ना सीखा जीना तेरे बिना। क्यों?
So now I call upon Ishan Ghosh from CSE.
আমি ঈশান ঘোষ, আমি একটা গানটা নীলাঞ্জন ঘোষালের লেখা কম্পোজ করা এসিপি কালেক্টিভে। তো গানটার নাম আমি শুটিং করে না, ঠিক আছে, না, থ্যাংক ইউ। শুধু তোমাকে সে শুকনো নদীতে সে শুধু সে দুমুঠো আদর শুধু তোমাকে সে ঝড়ের সামনে দাঁড়িয়েছি একা ছেঁড়া পতাকার বেশে, শুধু তোমাকে ভালোবেসে তোমার শত যুদ্ধেরও শেষে, শুধু তোমাকে এই পাঁজর ভরা ভালো সাধু হাত ভরে দু চোখ ভরে নাও দু চোখ ভরে নাও তুমি এই আমায় কিছু না দিলে নিজের করে নাও। শুকনো নদীতে এসে শুধু তোমাকেই ভালোবেসে চিরহৃদ্র এই দেশে, শুধু তোমাকেই শুধু তোমাকে ভালোবেসে ঝড়ের সামনে দাঁড়িয়েছি একা ছেঁড়া পতাকার বেশে, তোমাকেই ভালোবাসবো ভেবেছি শত যুদ্ধেরও শেষে, শুধু তোমাকেই ভালোবেসে শুধু তোমাকেই ভালোবেসে।
That was a beautiful song. So our next performer is Devmallo Jana, Pharmacy Department.
এখন এটি গান করে শোনাচ্ছি, খুবই ফেমাস। से आई फिर जाने क्यों तन्हाई किस मोड़ पे है ना आशिकी ओ खुद से है या खुदा से इस पल मेरी लड़ाई किस मोड़ पे है लाई आशिकी आशिकी बाजी है ताश की टूटते बंदे विश्वास की ओ मिलने है मुझसे आई फिर जाने क्यों तन्हाई किस मोड़ पे है लाई आशिकी ओ से है या खुदा से इस पल मेरी लड़ाई आशिकी की बाजी है ताश की टूटते विश्वास की क्यों मैं सोचता हूँ खाली समय एक रास्ता हो तूने मुझे कई में कही खुद लापता हूँ आ ढूंढ ले तू फिर मुझे कसमें भी दू तो की बाजी है ताश की टूटते श्वास की से आई आशिकी से है या खुदा से इस पल मेरी लड़ाई आई आशिकी बाजी है ताश की टूट की साज हूँ मैं खुद से ही नाराज हूँ मैं सीने में जो भी है ऐसी कोई आवाज हूँ मैं सुन ले मुझे तू बिन कहे कब तक खामोशी दिल से श्वास की ओर से आई आने क्यों तन्हाई किस आई आशिकी ओ खुदा से इस पल मेरी लड़ आशिकी
We come to an end to the singing competition. So now to the judges of the singing competition. And now it's time for the dance. And I will call upon the participants. Srimanjuli Panda from Biosciences. Ramshankar Goswami, Pharmacy. Shurmishta Dotto from CSE. Sridhar Shashmol, Pharmacy. Isha Kaur from Bioscience. And Kripa Bhattacharya from Biosciences. Srimanjali, are you there?
Shurmishta. So Shurmishta will be the first one to perform. Shurmishta.CSE.
So you have got it. Just give it to him.
So that was a beautiful dance performance. So I would call upon Simranjit Kaur from Biosciences. Quite an entertaining performance. I would call upon Sri Manjuri Panda from Bioscience. So that was a beautiful dance from Sri Monjori. So our next performer is Sridhar Shashmal from the Department of Pharmacy.
वो नहीं आने वाली
So after the entertaining dance by Sridhar, the next performer is Ram Shankar Goswami from the Department of Pharmacy.
So with this beautiful dance, we come to the end of our competition. So the results of the singing, dancing and photography competition will be announced tomorrow during the induction program, and the prize distribution will be on the Bishobangla Convention Center. So I would like to thank all the participants, all the students and the judges for this conducting this program beautifully. Next, I would like to call Dr. Kamalakanto Ray for the vote of thanks.
So good afternoon, everybody. Today is the sixth day of the induction program, and this is probably the first half, and second half will be the departmental program. For my best, my sincere thanks to the authority, the chancellor, vice chancellor, pro-chancellor, and the dean of academics, the register, and all the faculty members, and today's the respective speakers also, and the students who are participated in these program today, cultural activities, and the students who are a listener also. So thank you everyone for your listening here, assembly here. Thank you everyone.
All the students are advised to go to your departments and have your lunch. The students of pharmacy department, you go to 619, and from there you will be guided to your respective rooms. Thank you everyone.
কাদেরকে কাদেরকে আমি আছি অডিটর নিচের অডিটোরিয়াম আবার কোথায় आय 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 ताते नीचे कहाँ ले जा तो बोल के 606 में ले जा जा कोई 3 दिन लिखा है तो चल जा हो सकते কি করব কল আসছে দেখ আজকে ফোন কর হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ বল যে মোবাইল নিয়ে কি করব आज पहला क्लास है मैथ का क्या सोच रहे हो क्या जाओ कि नहीं जाओ कब से क्लास है 145 सुने बेकार मास्टर Hello. कॉल करना है आपको चल भाई
चलो 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 कंप्लीट है चलो ঘর বন্ধ করে দেবো চলো ঘর বন্ধ করে अरे बात कर रहे हैं अबे मार तेरा पीछे कहाँ है अरे भाई वेबकैम से इतना पैसा लेके वेबकैम से कर रहा है अरे गरीब है डरवा देखा नहीं घुमा साथ से गाना कहाँ लगाया हां पीछे का पूछन दिया गया वेबकैम से कर रहा है अभी यहाँ पे साउंड क्यों नहीं आ रहा अरे गरीब है कॉलेज अभी तो माइक बंद किया है अरे साले लगा हुआ मतलब हिस्सा लोग रहा है आएगा लगा जब आएगा आ जाएगा अभी
अच्छा भाई बंद मत कर दांत में
पीछे वाले से निकल जाएंगे क्या है
মাদারচোদ
अबे একটা ফটো নিতে হবে ভাই সেক্সি লাগছে
লাউডা সেক্সি লাগছে লাউডা
আমার তো লাগছে
रात में तो रह पाएगा क्या
হ্যাঁ
मैं
আরে আমরা ব্যাগ নিলি
এই তো
আচ্ছা সাইডে একটা ছবি নেব কোচি করে
বালির মতো ছবি আসছে কেন কি জানি আমি নেবো
এখানে কিছু আটকে পড়েছে কি
চল চল चल भी झटका बात सब
रोक ना दे अबे हम देखा थे गार्ड बे
ध्यान से कौन है बोर्ड नीचे जा
अरे लौड़ा तेरे से अच्छा ही है
ये आवे
लौड़ा देखते थे ना एक मिनट